In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and you are watching Untethered live stream. Won't you join me as we go dastardly over the deep end into the Bible? This Sunday night, so it's Old Testament. That's what we're going to be doing tonight in the book of Numbers, that big book. What's up, Great Sky Troll? Right off the bat, how you doing today? Brohim. Text me the name to write. I did. April, hey darling. I am driving again. I'm picking up the boys and take them to their mamas. But I'm here and I'm watching and I'm listening. I love you. We got an echo. How is that? Did that fix the echo? 1 2 1 2. Did that fix it? I don't know. I was playing with the loopback last week. That's where the audio from the computer goes to my interface and then to my headphones and then back to the computer so I can record what I'm playing on the computer, and I may not have set it back. That's all that is. We got it fixed though. Yes. All right. Welcome to the show. Hey Darlene, how are you? Glad to see you. Cheers. Folks, in all of my vast knowledge and infinite wisdom of the ages, through the annals of my mind, I've come to a conclusion that's rather important. I really have to pee. I'm going to hold off because I just started the podcast, but I may have to leave in the middle of this thing and go take a leak. So just so you know, if I disappear, that's why. I'm expecting a new person tonight. I don't know if they'll show up or not, but someone had watched my series on the Genesis with the friendly atheist. Everything wrong with Genesis. And had sent me a little sarcasm. Said the Bible was full of con men and all that. And so I told her what I was doing and that she had it wrong. She was a victim of listening to men's traditions rather than knowing what was actually in the Bible. So I invited her to come out tonight and check us out. And she might be pleasantly surprised to know that she does not know what's in the Bible. I don't know if she'll show up or not, but she said she would. So if she comes, be polite and welcome her in and see what happens. Maybe she'll not be a sarcastic asshole. Maybe she'll be a new member of the group. We'll see. So is YouTube what? Did I miss something? I guess I missed something. I don't know what you're talking about, man. By the way, Great Sky Troll, the name is Jake Johnson that you put on the check. Full of con men? Yes. Well, there's none here. I can assure you of that. I am no con man. I am an entertainer, and I'm honest and upfront about that. But I'm not a con man. I'm telling you the truth. I might be wrong, but I am not lying to you. I believe what I believe, and I've done great amounts of studies to get where I'm at. So it didn't just come out of thin air. It didn't come out of a vacuum. I believe what I believe because I put it to the test, and it seems to work for me. But one thing you can be assured of, I don't just randomly believe things because mommy told me so or because I heard a minister say it once. That's not who I am. In fact, I purposely didn't read the Bible until I was in my 20s so that I could have an education before I started reading it. Because I believe that's important. You kind of got to know what you're reading before you read stuff that's beyond you. But you'll never get me trying to convince you of something that isn't true to the best of my knowledge. And, you know, there's room for human error there, but I try. I'm not perfect, but I try to be. Most of the time. I played a birthday party last night. Let my hair down a little bit, partied a little. And there were a lot of musicians there, and we just kind of took turns playing instruments. It's kind of nice. A lot of drummers. I worked in the capacity of a drummer last night, but there were several other drummers there that wanted their turn, so they got it. A few guitar players, bunch of singers. Nobody could actually sing, including me. You hear my voice. I'm barely hanging on here. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. But now it's time to get back to reality. I cut loose and party about once a year, if I'm lucky. It had been a couple of years. I got it. Okay, good, you got it. All right. So, 9 minutes in, we're at 3 people. Let's see if we can't get 4 before we get started. In fact, I may take this opportunity right now to rectify that situation that I was talking to you about earlier. Y'all bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to put on the starting soon screen, and I'll be back in just a minute. Stick around. I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. I should have done that before the podcast. But you know how it works. Sometimes you just gotta go. Snuck up on me. All right, let's check those numbers. Yeah. We'll move on to the small screen. We're going to start in the book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 4. Y'all ready? Here we go. And the Lord said unto Moses, Take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal-peor. That's a place of bad doings. The reason God is having these men killed is because they were involved in idolatry. As read earlier, last Sunday, we talked about what they were doing, and they really made God angry with their actions. Now they're paying the price for it. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman, in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation. Now remember, Midian is the same place where Jacob found his wives. It's also the same place where Moses went when he fled from Egypt before all of the plagues and stuff. When he first left Egypt, he went to Midian, and there is where he lived for a little while. And in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Why were they weeping? Because all their men just got slaughtered and hung in the sun. And that's why. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. That's a spear, in case you don't know. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. Diego, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you. So he took a javelin and went right through both of them. Killed them both, I would imagine. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. I'm guessing there was a plague in Midian to start with. Either that, or they thought that by bringing a stranger into the congregation that it would start a plague. Either way, he solved that problem by stabbing them both through the belly with a javelin. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. Well, apparently there was a plague. So 24,000 people died. And one of the guys brought one of the plague-infested people into the congregation, into the tabernacle. And so this dude killed them both. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, hath turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore I say, Behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a chief house among the Simeonites. And the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head over a people and of a chief house in Midian. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites, and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles. In other words, they're sexually active, and they cause a lot of problems by being promiscuous. Wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor. That's Baal Peor, back the stuff they were doing back then. And in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague for Peor's sake. And it came to pass after the plague that the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel for 20 years old and upwards, throughout their father's house, all that are able to go to war in Israel. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spake with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Take the sum of the people from 20 years old and upwards, as the Lord commanded. Moses and the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt, Reuben the eldest son of Israel, the children of Reuben, Hanok, of whom cometh the family of the Hanokites, and Palu, the family of the Paluites, of Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, and Carmi, the family of the Carmites. These are the families of the Reubenites, and they that were numbered of them were 43,730. And the sons of Palu, Eliab. And the sons of Eliab, Numiel, and Dathan, and Abiram. This is that Dathan and Abiram, which were famous in the congregation, who strove against Moses and against Aaron in the company at Koresh. Korah, you may remember that. We were talking about that about 2 weekends ago. Not Koresh, Korah, sorry. The house of Korah. When they strove against the Lord, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah. When that company died, what time the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a sign. Notwithstanding, the children of Korah died not. The sons of Simeon after their families, of Nimiel, the families of the Nimuelites, of Jamin, the family of the Jaminites, of Jachin, and the family of the Jachinites, of Zerah, the family of the Zerites, of Shaul, the family of the Shaulites. These are the families of the Simeonites, 20 and 2,200. The children of Gad after their families, of Zephon, the families of the Zephonites, of Haggai, the family of the Haggites, of Shuni, and the family of the Shunites, of Ozni, and the family of the Oznites, of Eri, and the family of the Erites, of Arad, the family of the Aradites. Not to be confused with erudite, which means that you're uppity. Of Areli, and the family of the Arielites. These are the families of the children of Gad, according to those that were numbered of them, 40,500. The sons of Judah were and Onan, and and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Judah after their families were of Shelah, and the family of the Shelonites, of Pharez, and the family of the Pharezites, of Zerah, and the family of the Zerites. And the sons of Pharez were Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, of Hamul, the family of the Hamalites. These are the families of Judah, according to those that were numbered of them, 16,500. Of the sons of Issachar, after their families, of Tola, the family of the Tolites, Of Pooh, the family of the Punites. I might like to meet some of those people. Of Jashub, the family of the Jashubites. Of Shimron, the family of the Shimronites. These are the families of Issachar, according to those that were numbered of them, 64,400. Of the sons of Zebulun, after the families of Sered, the families of the Sardites. Of Elon, and the families of the Elonites. Of Jahleel, that's a hard word to say. The families of the Jahilites. Those people that start with a J. These are the families of the Zebulonites, according to those that were numbered of them. 3,000? I don't think that's right. That's 60,500. 3,000,500. It's just worded funny. The sons of Joseph after their families were Manasseh and Ephraim. Of the sons of Manasseh, of Machir, the family of the Machirites, and Machir begat Gilead. Of Gilead come the family of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead. Of Jezer, the family of the Jezerites. Of Helik, the family of the Helikites. Of Azrael, the family of the Azraelites. Of Shechem, the family of the Shechemites. And of Shemida, family of the Shemidaites. And of Hepher, the family of the Hepherites. And of Zelophehad, Zelophehad, the sons of Hepher, has no sons. The son of Hepher has no sons, but daughters. And the names of the daughters are Zelophehad. The names of the daughters of Zelophehad were Mahila and Noah, Hagla, Mika, and Tirzah. That's a hard bunch of names to spell there. These are families of Manasseh, and those that were numbered of them 52,700. These are the sons of Ephraim after their families. Shuthelah, the family of the Shuthelites. Of Becher, and the family of the Becherites. Of Tahan, and the family of the Tahanites. And these are the sons of Shuthelah, of Aaron, and the family of the Aaronites. These are the families of the sons of Ephraim, according to those that were numbered of them, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph after their families. We're almost through with this. The sons of Benjamin after their families. Of Bela, the family of the Balites. Of Ashbel, and the family of the Ashbelites. Of Ahiram, and the family of the Ahiramites. Of Shupham, the son of the Shuphamites. Of Hupham, and the son of the Huphamites. And the sons of Bela, and Ard, and Naaman. Of Ard, the families of the Ardites, and of Naaman, the families of the Naamanites. These are the sons of Benjamin after their families, and they were numbered of them were 45,600. And these are the sons of Dan after their families, Shuham, and the families of the Shuhamites. These are the families of Dan after their families. All the families of the Shuhamites, according to those that were numbered of them, were 64,400. of the children of Asher after their families, of Jimnah, and the families of the Jimnites, of Jeshui, and the families of the Jesuits. Oh, there's where they come from. And Beriah, the family of the Berites. The sons of Beriah, of Heber. That's the people that the Hebrews came from. The family of the Heberites, or Hebrews. Of Malchiel, and the families of the Malchielites. And the name of the daughter of Asher was Sarah. These are the families of the sons of Asher, according to those that were numbered of them, who were 50,003,400. Of the sons of Naphtali, after their families, of Jaziel, and the families of the Jazelites, of Guni, and the family of the Gunites, of Jezer, and the family of the Jezerites, of Shilem, and the families of the Shilemites. These are the families of Naphtali, according to their families. And they that were numbered of them were 40,005,400. These were the numbered of the children of Israel 600,000 and 1,730. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Unto these the land shall be divided for an inheritance according to the number of the names. Too many thou shalt give the more inheritance, and too few thou shalt give the less the inheritance. To every one shall his inheritance be given according to those that were numbered of him. Notwithstanding the land shall be divided by lot. According to the names of the tribes of their fathers they shall inherit. In other words, they're breaking the properties up into segments that we call acres. They have another word for it, and they're all called lots because different sizes of land, different parcels are different sizes, but it's still a lot. So, I believe it's a hectare over there. I might be wrong about that. You might want to look into that if you're interested in property rights. Either way, it's still a lot. And it's a lot. Good coffee. According to the lot shall the possession thereof be divided between many and few. In other words, everybody gets their fair share. And these are they that were numbered of the Levites after their families. Of Gershon, the family of the Gershonites. Of Kohath. You thought we were done with this, didn't you? The family of the Kohathites. Of Merari, and the family of the Merarites. These are the families of the Levites, the family of the Libnites, the family of the Hebronites, family of the Mahlites, the family of the Mushites, the family of the Korathites. I think we said that already, didn't we? Oh, in a different sentence. And Kohath begat Amram, and the name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, whom her mother bare to Levi in Egypt. And she bare unto Amram Aaron and Moses, and Miriam their sister. So Aaron, Moses, and Miriam was the son and daughter of Amram and Jochebed. And unto Aaron was born Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Two of those were killed at the tabernacle, and two of them are priests. And Nadab and Abihu died. Those are the two that died when they offered strange fire before the Lord, which they should not have done. And they knew better and did it anyway. So they kind of had it coming, that's what I'm saying. And those that were numbered of them were 23,000, all males from a month old and upwards. For they were not numbered among the children of Israel. Remember, because Levi was set aside from Israel. They're separate because they're to be the priests and the bearers of the Ark of the Covenant and the workers of the tabernacle. So they're set aside. They don't get the same inheritance that everybody else gets. They got better stuff in store. Because there was no inheritance given them among the children of Israel. These are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, whom numbered the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. But among these there was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priest numbered, when they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. Different people altogether. They're not the same as the ones that left Egypt. They're all new. That should tell you something. The people that left Egypt were idolaters and whiners and complainers and had lots of problems and lots of arrogances, and they all died in the wilderness. And their offspring are the ones that are being numbered now. But all of them are dead. For the Lord had said of them, they shall surely die in the wilderness, and there was not left a man of them, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. So those two were there, but everybody else dead. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh. Of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, No, Haglah. Why would you name your daughter Haglah? Jesus. Milcah and Tirzah. I can't get over naming your child Haglah. Why not just name her Piglet and get over with it? And they stood before Moses and before Eleazar the priest and before the princes of all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin, and had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family, because he hath no son? Give unto us, therefore, a possession among the brethren of our father. This seems reasonable. And Moses brought their cause before the Lord, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, The daughters of Zelophehad speak rightly. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass unto them. Now, for those of you who think God is a sexist misogynist, let me just be clear here that he is clearly giving women the same equal inheritance as the men. You see, you're wrong. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man die and have no son, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter. And if he have no daughter, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his brethren. And if he have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren. What's up, Kev? And if his father have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman, that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it. And it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the Lord said unto Moses, Get thee up into this Mount Abarim, and and see the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. In other words, you can see it, you just won't ever be able to go there. And when thou hast seen it, also shalt be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered, which means he's going to die there, looking at the promised land. But he'll never get to go there because he disobeyed God. For ye rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin, in the strife of the congregation, to sanctify me at the water before their eyes. That is the water of Meribah, in Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin. And Moses spake unto the Lord, saying, Let the Lord thy God of the spirits of all flesh set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in. And the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep, which have no shepherd. And the Lord said unto Moses, Take thee Joshua the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit. That's the Spirit of God. That's the Holy Spirit. And lay thine hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight, meaning make him the leader in your stead. And thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. And he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, who shall ask counsel for him after the judgment of Urim before the Lord. At his word shall they go out, and at his word shall they come in, both he and all the children of Israel with him, even all the congregation. And Moses did as the Lord commanded him. And he took Joshua and set him before Eleazar the priest and before all the congregation. And he laid his hands upon him and gave him a charge as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, My offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire, for a sweet savor unto me. Ye shall observe to offer unto me their due season. And thou shalt say unto them, This is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto the Lord, 2 lambs of the first year, without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. That's every day, 2 spotless lambs, continually. 1 lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shalt thou offer at even. And 1/10 part of an ephah, that's a container of flour, for a meat offering, mingled with the 4th part of an hin, which is a container of beaten oil. An ephah is bigger than a hin, in case you didn't know. It is a continual burnt offering, which was ordained in the Mount Sinai for a sweet savor and a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord. And the drink offering thereof shall be the 4th part of an hin for the 1 lamb. In the holy place shalt thou cause the strong wine to be poured unto the Lord for a drink offering. That's the good stuff, by the way. That's not the regular serve at a party wine. That's the good stuff you keep hidden under your bed for special occasions. Yeah, baby. And the other lamb thou shalt offer at even, that's at night, as the meat offering of the morning, and as the drink offering thereof. Thou shalt offer it a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Lord. And on the Sabbath day 2 lambs of the first year without spot, and 2/10 deal of flour for a meat offering mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath. That's every Saturday. Besides the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. Meaning, this is, you do this extra. You do the 2 a day, but then you do 2 more on the Sabbath day and another drink offering on the Sabbath day, separate from the one you did before. Thank God we don't have to keep doing this. As you know, Jesus became the one true and complete sacrifice for all sin, for all time, thus ending the ritual of sacrifice forever. But up until that time, there was lots of animals eaten. There still are. We just don't call it a sacrifice. Basically, sacrifice is making dinner with a little special flair on top of it. Because God doesn't eat the meat, you do. You just burn it as a sacrifice to him. You cook it with, you bread it and you season it with oil. And then you eat it. And then you drink the strong drink. It's dinner. You do the same thing every day in your house. You just don't realize it. It was a little bigger fanfare back then. It wasn't as standard as it is now, but it was still basically the same act. And in the beginning of your months, ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord. 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot, and 3/10 deal of flour for a meat offering mingled with oil for 1 bullock, and 2/10 deal of flour for a meat offering mingled with oil for 1 ram. And a several 10th deal of flour mingled with oil for a meat offering unto 1 lamb. I guess that's 3/10 deal. For a burnt offering of a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord. And their drink offerings shall be 1/2 an hin of wine unto a bullock, and 1/3 part of a hin unto a ram, and 1/4 part of the hin unto a lamb. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the months of the year. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering unto the Lord shall be offered, besides the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Lord. We know this is spring equinox, right? 14 days after the spring equinox, which is on the first day of April, I believe. I think that's right. Don't listen to me, I'm a moron. Anyway, 14 days after the spring equinox, on sundown, is Passover, the beginning of Passover, and that is supposed to last for 7 days. We observe Passover, but we only do it that one night because Jesus said to do this in remembrance of me. That's why we do it. It has nothing to do with the Passover in Egypt, but that's the origin of it. That's where it came from. And we will do it on this podcast just like we did last time. And you can either observe or participate. It's your call. Before I give a sports update, I have to give another update. My 5th great-nephew was born last night, Nathan James Cox. Hallelujah, praise Jesus. And thank you, God, for another life on this earth. Nathan James Cox. Happy birthday. Yeehaw. That's a wonderful thing. Everybody should have a baby. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Lord. And in the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. And in the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no manner of servile work therein, but ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Lord, 2 young bullocks, and 1 ram, and 7 lambs for the first year, of the first year. That means 1 year old. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3/10 deal shall ye offer for a bullock, and 2/10 deal for a ram, and a several tenth deal shalt thou offer for every lamb. Well, I guess a several does not mean 3/10. Maybe it's 4/10. I don't know. Throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 goat for a sin offering to make an atonement for you. Sports update. Lightning beat Carolina Hurricanes 2-1. The first game of the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Go Bolts. Awesome. Ye shall offer these beside the burnt offering of the morning, which is for a continual burnt offering. After this manner ye shall offer daily, throughout the 7 days, the meat of the sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Lord. It shall be offered besides the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And on the 7th day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. That's the Sabbath, by the way, the 7th day, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know that the Catholic faith has tried to convince you that the Sabbath day is a Sunday, but that's wrong. That's incorrect. They changed it, fit in better with the work week. It's wrong. The Sabbath day is a Saturday. For whatever reason you need to know that, there it is. Now you live with it. Also in the day of the first fruits, when ye bring a new meat offering unto the Lord, after your weeks be out, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, but ye shall offer the burnt offering for a sweet savor unto the Lord. 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year, and their meat offerings of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deal unto 1 bullock, 2/10 deal unto 1 ram, and a several tenths deal unto a lamb. Throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats to make an atonement for you, and a partridge and a pear tree. Ye shall offer them besides the continual burnt offering and his meat offering. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their drink offerings. Kevin, great job with the sports update, says Diego. Thank you, Diego. Always love your words of inspiration. And in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you. Celebration. Have a celebration on that day, but don't do any work. It's the original Faustian deal. You can have a party, but you can't set it up. And ye shall offer a burnt offering of a sweet savor unto the Lord. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offerings shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deal for a bullock, and 2/10 deal for a ram, and 1/10 deal for 1 lamb. Throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering to make an atonement for you, besides the burnt offering of the month, and his meat offerings, and the daily burnt offerings, and his meat offerings, and their drink offerings, according to their manner, for a sweet savor of sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord. That's 3 times. This is important. And ye shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month an holy convocation. Ye shall afflict your souls. Ye shall not do any work therein. Notice he did not say servile that time. That's any work at all. What is Erin? E-R-Y-N. Or is that Ern? Urian. Urian. Hey, Kevin and April just left heading to Urian. What does that mean? Are you sending secret messages through my chat? What is an Urian? I need to know. But ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord for a sweet savor. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first fruit. They shall be unto you without blemish, and their meat offering shall be flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deal to a bullock, 2/10 deal to 1 ram, 7/10 deal for 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs, 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, besides the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offerings, and the meat offerings of it, and their drink offerings. And on the 15th day of the 7th month ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, and ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days, and ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Urian is the mother of her grandchildren. It is pronounced like Aaron, but it is female. Okay, I'll buy that. Aaron. Urian. Sounds the same. One's female. I got it. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, 14. Have I read that? No, I have not. What did I do? I did something bad. Sweet savor unto the Lord. I read that. Okay. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year. They shall be without blemish, and their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deal unto every bullock. Of the 13 bullocks, 2/10 deal to each ram of the 2 rams, and several tenths deal of each lamb of the 14 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offerings, his meat offering, and his drink offerings. And on the 2nd day ye shall offer 12 young bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without spot, and their meat offerings and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering and the meat offering thereof, and their drink offerings. And on the 3rd day, 11 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, and their meat offerings and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and of the lambs, shall be according to their number, after the manner. And the 1 goat for the sin offerings, besides the continual burnt offerings, and his meat offerings, and his drink offerings. And on the 14th day, 10 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, their meat offerings, and their drink offerings, for the bullocks, of the rams, for the lambs. All right, this is getting tedious. Shall be according to their number, after the manner, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. I'm not reading that again. I've read it 5 times already. We're going to skip. If anything changes, I'll read it. If not, assume it was said the exact same way on every day of the month. And on the 8th day, ye shall have a solemn assembly. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer a burnt offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. And there they go again. These things ye shall do unto the Lord in your set feasts, beside your vows and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. And Moses told the children of Israel according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Because a vow, or a swear, or an oath, is a very important thing. You must mean what you say, or don't swear. If a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear the vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, meaning he can't get mad at her for it, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond therewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, meaning she's responsible. If she opens her mouth and makes a vow, it's on her head. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, not any of her vows or her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, and the Lord shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her. That was back in the day when your father actually had some say over how you conducted yourself. Not so anymore, unfortunately. And if she had all an husband, if there was any kind of man in her life, when she vowed or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallow her on that day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and the Lord shall forgive her, because her husband disallowed it. That was back in the day when a husband had some say over his wife's conduct. Not so anymore, unfortunately. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceedeth out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and the Lord shall forgive her. Every vow, by the way, people who think God is a sexist misogynist, you don't see God giving men a second out, do you? Seems like he's paying a little bit of favoritism to women for their softer side. I think that's not only just, but fair. A woman might emotionally make a charge that she later regrets, and if the husband or father hears it, he can release her from that vow. Men don't have that option. So maybe you're wrong. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her from the day to day, meaning that he doesn't ever correct her when she does something stupid, then he establisheth all her vows, or all her bonds, which are upon her. He confirmeth them, because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. But if he shall any ways make them void after that he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. So in other words, if he didn't stop her when he heard it, and then later decided he was going to stop the vow, then he will bear the sin of that vow. So you got to be careful, husbands. Make sure you know what you're doing. These are the statutes which the Lord commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house. Now keep in mind, that is while she is under the age of accountability. That's when she's still a babe. Once she's grown, Her sins are hers to contend with, lest she has a husband. But the father is responsible until she reaches the age of accountability, which is whatever age she becomes aware and realizes the error of her ways. No set age. It's different for everybody. I've known 5-year-olds who are smart enough and aware enough to choose to be baptized on their own. I've also known 35-year-olds who had not yet reached the age of accountability. So it just depends on the person. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterwards shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. Meaning, after you do this, you will die. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. That's 12,000 men locked and loaded and ready to go. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, to the war, with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian, Balaam also the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles were fire. They burnt them up. No more. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and the captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter at Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of all the Lord. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known a man by lying with him. But all the women children, all the female children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days, whosoever hath killed any person, and whosoever hath touched any slain. Purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. And purify all your raiments, wash your clothes, and all that is made of skins, and all works of goat's hair, and all things made of wood, meaning anything that was anywhere near anything dead, clean it before you bring it into the camp. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, this is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold and silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it through the fire. Let me read that again. That didn't sound right. Everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire. In other words, you have to purify it by fire, and it shall be clean. That's only the metals. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation. Remember, we talked about that before. That's the special water that was made to cleanse. Basically, holy water. And all that abideth not the fire, ye shall make go through the water. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean. And afterwards ye shall come into the camp. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And levy a tribute unto the Lord of the men of war which went out to battle. 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheeps. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest, for an heave offering of the Lord. And of the children of Israel's half, thou shalt take 1 portion of 50 of the persons, of the beeves, of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. So it's actually separated into 3 parts. 1 part for the warriors, 1 part for the Israelites, and 1 part for the Levites. The warriors get more than either the Levites or the Israelites. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of the war had caught, was 600,000 and 70,000 and 5,000 sheep, and 12,000 beeves, and 1,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known a man by lying with them. Virgins. The spoils of war. And the half which was the portion of them that went out to the war was in number 300,000 and 30,000 and 500 sheep. And the Lord's tribute of the sheep was 615. And the beeves were 36,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 12. And the asses were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 61. And the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. So 32 people, that's not too bad. And Moses gave the tribute, which was the Lord's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, as the Lord commanded Moses. What an interesting book. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? And of the children of Israel's half, which Moses divided from the men that warred, now the half that pertaineth unto the congregation was 300,000 and 30,000 and 7,000 and 500 sheep, and 36,000 beeves, and 30,000 asses, and 500, and 16,000 persons. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of young virgins. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took 1 portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the officers, which were over thousands of the host, and the captains of thousands and the captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses. And they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. We all have got our portion. We have therefore brought an oblation for the Lord. What every man hath gotten of jewels, of gold, of chains, of bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and all the gold of the offering that they offered up to the Lord of the captains of thousands and of the captains of hundreds was 16,750 shekels. That's a lot of gold, folks. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial to the children of Israel before the Lord. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had very great multitudes of cattle, and they had a lot of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Ataroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Eliahil and Shebam and Nebo and Beon, even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan. We don't want to go to the promised land. We want this land that's made for cattle. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and unto the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war? And shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord hath given them? Thus did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. Basically Kadesh. I don't know what Barnea is, but you know what I'm saying. It's Kadesh. For when they went up into the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which the Lord had given them. And the Lord's anger was kindled the same time. And he sware, saying, surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upwards shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the congregation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. They all died. Is that what you want? Because that's what you're asking for. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men to argument, yet the fierce anger of the Lord towards Israel, to augment, not argument, sorry, to make worse the fierce anger of the Lord towards Israel. For if ye turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. If you choose to disobey what God is laying down, you're going to cause all these people to die in the wilderness and never reach the promised land. How about you just get there first, and then you can go back later? How about that? How about not hold up God's plan anymore with your own selfishness? And they came near unto him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones, but we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Israel, until we have brought them unto their place, and our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. And we will not return unto our houses until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side of Jordan, or forward, because our inheritance has fallen to us this side of Jordan eastward. So they haven't changed their minds. They'll go with them, but they're going to make homes here and claim this land. Land that God did not give them. Guess how that's going to work out? Go right now to your map and look over in the Middle East and find the Jordan River. And on the east side and on the west side, look and see how prosperous the land is. See which side is a desert and see which side has cities that are prospering today. And you will know exactly how that transition worked out for those people. Yes, it is evident even unto this day. And Moses said unto them, If ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord, until he hath driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before the Lord. Then afterwards ye shall return, and be guiltless before the Lord, and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if ye do not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sins will find you out. There's nowhere you can run. There's nowhere you can hide. Your sins will come for you when you sin against the Lord. Build your cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which hath proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Well, you better. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to battle, as my Lord saith. So concerning them, Moses commanded Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle, before the Lord, the land shall be subdued before you. Then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Lord hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. Let this be a lesson to all of you. When God tells you to do something, you better do it, regardless of the consequences, regardless of the cost to you personally. You do it, and it'll work out for you. We will pass over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side of Jordan may be ours. And Moses gave unto them, even unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, and unto half the tribe of Manasseh, the sons of Joseph, the kingdom of Shion, kings of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land with the cities thereof in the coasts, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon, and Ataroth, and Aroer, and Etroth, and Sophan, and Jazir, and Jogbehah, and Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fenced cities and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elileh, and Kirjathaim, and Nebo, and Belmeon, their names being changed, and Shibmah, and gave other names unto the cities which they builded. And the children of Machir, the sons of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and dispossessed the Amorite which was in it. And Moses gave Gilead unto Machir, the sons of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein. And Jair, the sons of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Havoth-Jair, Havoth-Jair, that's it. And Nobah went and took Kenath, and the villages thereof, and called it Nobah, after his own name. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. And Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of the Lord. And these are their journeys according to their goings out. And they departed from Ramesses in the first month. And on the 15th day of the first month, on the morrow after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. They were in charge and large. They had all the gold, they had all the cattle, and they walked out of Egypt. For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which the Lord hath smitten among them, upon their gods, lowercase g. Also the Lord executed judgments. And the children of Israel removed from Ramesses, and pitched in Succoth. And they departed from Succoth, and pitched in Etham, which is in the edge of the wilderness. And they removed from Etham, and returned again into Piharioth, which is before Baalzephon, and they pitched before Migdol. And they departed from Pihahiroth, and passed through the midst of the seas into the wilderness, and went 3 days' journey into the wilderness of Etham, and pitched at Marah. And they removed from Marah, and came unto Elim. And in Elim were 12 fountains of water, and 70 palm trees, and they pitched there. And they removed from Elim, and encamped by the Red Sea. They went back around to the Red Sea. And they removed from the Red Sea, and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. And they took their journeys out of the wilderness of Sin, and encamped in Dophkah. And they departed from Dophkah, and encamped in Elush. And they removed from Elush, and encamped in Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. That's when they were complaining about not having any water, and God told him to smite the rock. And they departed from Rephidim, and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai. And they removed from the desert of Sinai, and pitched at Kibroth-Hattaavah. And they departed from Kibroth-Hattaavah, and encamped at Hezroth. And they departed from Hezroth, and pitched at Rithmah. And they departed from Rithmah, and pitched at Rimmon-Perez. And they departed from Rimmon-Perez, and pitched at Libnah. And they removed from Libnah and pitched at Risha. And they journeyed from Risha and pitched at Kehelathah. Kehelathah. That's it. And they went from Kehelathah and pitched in the Mount Shephir. And they removed from Mount Shephir and encamped in Harada. And they removed from Harada and pitched in Makheloth. And they removed from Makheloth and then pitched and encamped in Tahath. Why are all these names important? So you can look at a map and see the journey that they took. That's why. And they departed from Tahath and pitched at Terah. And they removed from Terah and pitched at Mithkah. And they went from Mithkah and pitched at Hashmanah. And they departed from Hashmanah and encamped at Moseroth. And they departed from Moseroth and pitched at Benjakin. And they removed from Benjakin and encamped at Horhagidgad. And they went forth from Horhagidgad and pitched at Jothbatha. And they removed from Jothbatha and encamped at Ebronah. They departed from Ebronah and encamped at Eziongeber. And they removed from Eziongeber and pitched at the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. Zin, not to be confused with Sin, which are two different places. And they removed from Kadesh and pitched at Mount Hor, in the edge of the land of Edom. Now we're getting really close to the promised land. And Aaron the priest went up into Mount Hor at the commandment of the Lord and died there. And in the 40th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the first day of the 5th month, and Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. And King Arad the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south of the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel, and they departed from Mount Hor and pitched at Zalmanah. And they departed from Zalmanah and pitched at Punan. And they departed from Punan and pitched at Oboth. They departed from Oboth and pitched at Ijebarim, in the border of Moab. Remember, the Moabites wouldn't let them pass, so they went around. And they departed from Im and pitched at Debongad. And they removed from Debongad and then pitched at Almandiblatham. I think they're just making words up at this point. And they removed from Almandiblatham and pitched in the mountains of Abiram before Nebo. And they departed from the mountains of Abiram and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. They went all the way around and came back through. You see, they were going through Moab one way or the other. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth-Jesmoth even unto Abel-Shittim in the plains of Moab. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all of the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pitchers, and destroy all their molten images, and be quite plucked down all their high places, and quite plucked down all their high places. In other words, knock down all their altars. And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families. And to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. According to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants from the land before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Meaning, if you don't clean out all of the people, it's going to come back to haunt you. They're going to continuously try to get it back. They're going to continuously try to fight with you. So drive them all out while you can, and it'll be your land. Notice that they kind of didn't do that, and that's why we still have problems to this very day concerning Israel and Palestine. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, When you come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan with the coasts thereof. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin by the coast of Edom, and your south border shall be the outmost coast of the salt sea eastward. And your border shall turn from the south to the ascent of Akrabim, and pass on to Zin. And the going forth thereof shall be from the south of Kadesh Barnea, from the south to Kadesh Barnea, and shall go unto Hazaradar, and pass to Asmon. And the border shall fetch a compass from Asmon to the river of Egypt. That's to go around. And the goings out of it shall be at the sea. Meaning they'll have to go down the river to the sea to go out of the mouth of the river. And as for the western border, ye shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border, the west bank, as it were. You understand? The west bank belongs to Israel. It always has, it always will. That's the land that Palestine wants. Palestine isn't a real place. You understand? It's an idea. And this shall be your north border from the great sea. Ye shall point out for your Mount Hor. From the great sea ye shall point out for your Mount Hor. From Mount Hor ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath. And the goings forth of the border shall be to Zedad. And the border shall go to Ziphron. And the goings out of it shall be Hazaranan. And this shall be your north border. And you shall point out your east border from Hazaranan to Shepham. And the coast shall go down from Shepham to Riblah, and on the east side of Ain. And the border shall descend, and shall reach into the side of the sea of Chinnereth eastward. And the border shall go down to Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be at the salt sea. And this shall be your land with the coasts thereof round about. And that's where we're going to stop for today. We'll pick up next Sunday with chapter 34, verse 13. Yeehaw. All right, folks. That was quite a mouthful, that book. Won't you please take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you'll get notifications of when I'm going to be here. Leave a like. Smash that like button like it owes you money. It owes me some for sure. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, find somebody you don't love and give them the video. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem is what I'm saying. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confound me, corner me. Corner yourself. As long as you're thinking critically, that's what I want. I want you thinking with that brain, that gray matter between your ears. And if you appreciate this ministry, if you think we're doing God's work and you'd like to see us keep doing it, and you want to help us grow and reach more people, won't you take a moment, go to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for you. God notices these things. So if you would, if you can't, that's fine. But if you have, give to those who have need. That's all I'm saying. And with that, I will take your questions and comments. But before I do, you must always...
BJ, now I lay me down.
That's my theme song.
Pray the Lord my soul to keep.
Yes, I do.
If
You
I
should too.
die before I wake, BJ,
That's right.
my best friend,
Best friend.
right through it all. BJ,
Say it loud and say it proud. What you gonna do?
if I die before I wake.
That's right. Jake. All right. That's enough of that. All right. What'd you think of this book? Did you like it? Were you confused by it? Was it hilarious to watch me try and mouth my way through all those crazy names? What did you think? Did you learn anything? Do you have questions? I'll answer them if I can. How's everybody doing? Did you have a good time tonight? That's what's really important. Started getting a little mouthy there. Started getting some of those words caught in my teeth. You must always pre-read. What an interesting book, says Diego. I would agree with you. Got to see a little bit about how the battles started. Pow, 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 pow. That's what I did to those names. I totally won that round. What do you say, Diego? Got any questions? Yes, no, maybe? You're just going to leave me hanging? Wow. That's all right. I have nothing but experience talking to myself. I'm not a big proponent of changing the Bible, but how renaming some of those mountains? How about Mount Bob or Mount Kevin or Mount Jake? Yeah, I'd rather them rename some of those towns. Mount Diego. I'm with you. I think they just started making up names at some point because they get some pretty big names. Great Bible study, Jake. Thank you, Mr. Diego. I know that some of that was a little tedious, a little nerve-wracking to read through, but if you're the type of person who studies landmarks and you've got you a map out and you want to look and see if you want to draw a line and try and understand how these people moved from Egypt and where they went, this is the book that will tell you every direction they took and what they did in those places, so that you can get a better understanding of how they moved from Egypt to the Promised Land. The story of when they fought those two kings is one of my favorite scriptures. Yeah. What I found interesting was what they did with the spoils of war and how they handled that. And it seems a little brutal at first, but then you realize that those people have to go somewhere. They can't just be let free and wander. They have no home now. So the fact that they took them in is a sign of good faith. It may sound brutal, but it's actually a good thing. Because they didn't have anywhere to go after that. All those children or young virgins, thousands of them. But the reason they killed all of the women that they first took was because those were the people who caused the problem in the first place, ended up starting a plague. You see, God just didn't randomly pick this place to take over. They actually did a bad thing, and God was getting revenge. I do apologize for my voice. I'm very hoarse this week for some reason. Still, don't know if I'm ever going to get my voice back. Seems like it just stays gone. Darlene, what'd you think? Are you still with us? You fall asleep yet? April? Kev? Mystery person? I guess that person who said they were coming decided not to come. Or maybe they'll catch it later. Maybe they just didn't know about live. That is the beautiful thing about this podcast, is that I go live for 2 hours, but it's there for the rest of the time. I had a long day. Good night, my friend. Good night, Kevin. I hope you get some rest, buddy. Sorry about your long day. I love this book of Numbers. Well, it's definitely a book full of numbers, that's for sure. I'll be glad to get through it. But I kind of like it too. I like understanding how the people moved. But there's a whole lot of information in there that doesn't necessarily help me in any way other than just knowing it. You know, like the numbers of family members and numbers of cattle and things like that. There's just more to read. But I guess if God wasn't very specific, then I'd probably be wondering why he wasn't so specific. I'd probably be missing that information if it wasn't there. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I guess. And always, Monday will be a much lighter read. It'll be a much happier read. Much less violence. But that violence is also necessary for the time and what was going on during that time. A lot of people fail to realize that all of the violence that God wrought in the Bible, that they call him a warlord and an evil God and all that stuff, vengeful. No, 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 no. Every person he ever told the Israelites to kill, they were really bad people and they were doing some really disgusting things. They should not have been there. And God was just correcting the problem that they themselves caused. It is not a vengeful, hateful God that likes killing people. He didn't like doing any of it, but it needed to be done. And that's evident all through the book if you actually read it. Which we're actually reading it, so we'll know. And I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow myself. So if y'all don't have any more questions or comments, I'm going to call it a night. I guess Great Sky Troll bounced. Probably about the time I started reading. Alrighty, guys. I love you with all my heart. I am going to go to bed. I've had a long weekend, and I'm going to relax and watch some TV and pass out. And then tomorrow, I got lots of mechanicking to do. Got to change another tire. Got to work on a lawnmower. Got to work on another motorcycle. Lots and lots of stuff to play with. I'll start taking pictures of the other motorcycle when it starts resembling something I actually want to keep. And I'll share them with you. And some of my other projects. I need to figure out a place to do. I'll probably do that on the chill stream. Have a little segment of Jake's toys. I shared pictures of my Harley one time. Everybody liked that. So maybe they'll like watching me build this rat rod that I'm working on. Because that's what it's going to be, a rat rod. It's going to look like something from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome or something when I'm done with it. It has that kind of personality, that kind of energy. So we'll see. But first I got to see if it'll even run. It may not ever run again. I got to get a new battery and put some new oil in it and grease everything up and get it back to some semblance of health because it's been sitting out for like 10 years. So it may not even run. I may have to rebuild it completely. But it was free, so it's just something to do. All right. Take care of each other and yourselves. Be sure to pray and read your Bible. And always come back to the podcast because we got all kinds of cool things happening here. I love you guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow night, 8:30 sharp. I'm out.